Tomorrow morning, we're actually going to go over to the Magic Kingdom, and we wanted to give you guys an idea of how we shoot fireworks, but we're obviously not going to shoot them during the day.
So we're going to set up everything that we normally do in the daytime so that you can see it in the light, and we'll show you, we'll walk through everything that we do as far as setting up the tripod, putting everything in place, the settings that we use, the lenses that we use, filters, all of that stuff. We'll show it all to you in the daytime, and then through the magic of video, we'll fast forward to nighttime, and we'll be shooting fireworks.
Yeah, if we can, we'll take some video of us actually set up on Main Street, but who knows? So we figured we'd do it during the day before it gets crazy. But we're going to shoot happily ever after tomorrow night, and at the very least, you'll be able to get an idea of what it looks like, what it's set up like, and all of the numbers we use. You can dial these numbers in on almost any fireworks shot, and you're going to get a decent fireworks shot.
Anyone can do it with a little bit of planning and preparation. Anyone can do it. It's just knowing the numbers and having everything set up beforehand.
All right, see you tomorrow. So obviously this is not Main Street USA. We originally did it that way, went over to Main Street USA, but because we're such rookies with video, I was out of focus through the whole video. So we decided to come here. This is the Lower Manhattan behind us, and this is where Macy's has their fireworks display every 4th of July. So we thought we'd do a fireworks tutorial for you guys right before the 4th of July here, so you know how to shoot fireworks and you can lock these settings in.
Without actual fireworks, which we really don't need to get set up. We just need to set it up and show you what the settings are and what we do and how we go through the process. And then once you're done, once you have it locked in, that's all you need to know.
Yeah, so the first thing you're going to want to do when you're shooting fireworks is you have to be on a tripod. So I have my camera on my tripod here, and the next thing you're going to want to maybe have is a shutter release, okay? Because you don't want any movement in the camera when you're taking the shot. So you can stand away from the actual camera and just release the shutter here.
All right, so those are the basics of setting up. You definitely need a tripod. You need one that's tall enough that's going to extend really to your height, because you're going to want to be able to see over somebody who's standing, you know, kind of in the foreground. So you're going to want one that raises high like this. The Fisol that we both use is a great travel tripod. It folds up really small, it's really light, and it extends actually taller than us. So if you have somebody 6 foot tall standing in front of your camera, it's going to go right over their heads. This is the Fisol CT3441S. Perfect travel tripod. We both have one. We both use them in the parks all the time.
Yeah, and for Main Street USA fireworks photography, this thing has been a home run, because when it packs up, it packs into you can throw it into a JanSport backpack. So as far as settings, you're going to want to start with your ISO at 100, okay? You want it as low as possible, and you're going to put your camera in bulb mode. You want to tell them what bulb mode is?
Bulb mode is basically where you can control the aperture, whatever you want it to be, and the shutter speed is controlled by you holding down the button. And that's really why you want the cable release, because holding down the button up here, you're going to actually be, as much as you can try to stay still, you're not going to be staying still. You're going to be moving around a little bit. Using the cable release, you can hold that button down as long as you want. You're not affecting the camera, you're not bumping it, and you can keep it down for 1 second, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 5 minutes long, whatever you want to do. As long as you're holding that button down, the shutter remains open.
And you want your aperture, we usually start around f8, f11, something like that, in that range to start. Now, every fireworks show is different. If you're shooting on Main Street and you want to get it right the first time right out of the box, what would you say, like f11?
F11 is usually a starting point for that.
F11, bulb mode, ISO 100, and you want to focus on the castle. And as far as focus goes, what you want to do is you want to find something in your image that you can focus on. Even if you have nothing in the image and it's just going to be fireworks in the sky, try to find a spot on the ground that's going to be near where the fireworks are going to be. So you could lock your focus in and then turn it off, so that your focus is locked and your camera isn't hunting every time you hit the shutter.
Yeah, so like for the Magic Kingdom, shooting from Main Street, focus on the castle at F5, 6, F8, F11, everything's always going to be in focus.
And then sit back and enjoy the show. You can actually watch the show and just, you know, stand back and just press the shutter and hold it, and when the fireworks burst is over, you can let go. Then the next one starts, you keep going, and that's how you do the show.
Yeah.
And
especially once you've seen it a few times, you know the musical cues, you know what the sequences are, and you can kind of even hear it building up in the music. Even if you're seeing it for the first time, you hear the excitement, and you kind of tell when a sequence is going to start, when it's going to stop, and you do the best that you can.
Or you can do what we do, and you can go on YouTube, and you can watch the show a couple of times, and you can actually time out the fireworks shots. And after this part of the video, we're going to go back to the Magic Kingdom, and you're going to see how we have it set up on Main Street and the settings that we're actually using. And then what we're going to do is, at the end of the video, we're going to put in the shots that we actually shot that night from that spot, so you can get an idea of what we were able to capture. And that night, when we were shooting, I would say I probably got 70 keepers out of the fireworks show, because I timed it out and I knew exactly, you know, when everything was going to happen.
Yeah, so as far as, you know, once you have your settings, once you have your gear set up, once you have your settings locked in, you really can't miss. It's really just, you know, it's just a timing issue at that point. When you're going to start it, when you're going to stop it. You could basically, like Bill just said, you can get 70 great shots of fireworks during the whole show. Once you have everything set up and locked in, that's that easy.
Right, so these settings are pretty much across the board for fireworks. Now, if you are shooting your hometown fireworks and the first shot, you look at it and it's way too bright, then stop down. So maybe go to f13, or, you know, close down your aperture a little bit. If you take the first shot and it's really dark, you can open it up the other way, or you can kick your ISO up to maybe 200 or 400 to get a little more light in.
Right, and once you get to know the show, you'll know the sequences that are darker, the sequences that are brighter. And what I'll do is I'll start out at maybe f8 or f11, and I know a brighter sequence is coming out. I'll stop down to f16, shoot that one, and then open it back up again after that.
Okay, so we're gonna jump onto Main Street for real this time, and we'll be set up, and then we'll show you some of the images that we took afterwards.
Perfect. So this is it, the real thing. We're all set up for the fireworks. We have about 12 minutes to go. Everything that we told you before in the setting up, the tripod, the cable release, the settings is all locked in right now. So all we have to do is just sit back, time it out just right, and enjoy the show.
We don't come down here that often, so when we do, we want to make sure we get as many shots in as we can. So we actually time it out. This way we can maximize the show. So on a typical fireworks show like Happily Ever After, we may come out with about 50 or 60 shots each. So, but you know, you don't have to do that, obviously. Yeah, but we're all set up. I'm at F9 right now. What are you at?
F11.
F11. Both our ISOs are at 100. I'm shooting at about probably 35 millimeters. Eric's at 50 millimeters, and we're both using our cable releases. So we're pretty much set up, and we're in bulb mode.
Exactly.
Yeah. So after we'll drop some of the shots that we took tonight in. All right. See you after the show.